the world looking for understanding of the times that we live in. Hunting and gathering first-hand information, challenging definitions of sin. I travel the world looking for lovers of the ultimate beauty, but never Celine. I am a wanderlust king.
Welcome back
Right now,
to Angels with Scaly Wings. Last time, we visited Remy. Had a nice steak dinner at his house. Then he dropped the plate for dessert. Went all over the floor. Felt really bad about it. Talked to
Cute
him a
pose,
bit.
though.
Helped him clean up. Then left.
Wasn't that a cute pose he got into, though? Aw.
I have to say, Sebastian now has a rival for adorableness. And I have to go with Sebastian.
And we were just talking about you.
Yeah, we were just talking about you, cutie.
Yeah, we could skip it. Yeah, her assistant's dead.
Haha, Damien's dead.
so Goku's having a heart attack.
Yeah. Are you okay? I don't know.
Fine.
I feel like I'm gonna drop things. I've caught the Remy!
I don't know. I think I'm actually kind of happy that it's Damien.
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's just get this over with. Even Bryce agrees. Skip ahead.
This one doesn't really matter.
Visit the police archives. There is a fucking old man. Go fuck yourself.
Play a prank!
Play a prank.
Just for the heck of it.
Am I gonna get in real trouble for this?
No.
Okay, here we go. That should do it. I wasn't sure when Bryce was going to be in his office again, but when he returned, he would definitely notice this. You pranked Bryce, you naughty, naughty person.
No, it doesn't matter what we do.
Don't go to the portal!
Go to the portal!
Are you sure we have to?
Just go to the portal! Go to the portal!
I'll go to the portal.
You don't have to, just not have to go to the portal. There.
You know, since we,
Yeah, Maverick-
we pranked Bryce, but Sebastian's not noticing it.
Apparently.
Like, wouldn't Sebastian have been the first to notice something was off?
Probably.
Finally, a free day.
It's just one of those extra things that's just because it's not really going to be noticed by anybody.
I like how Dean is really the person who's kind of fucking hidden on the menu because you need to order lunch in order to make her available.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're meeting with Remy. Ooh, a nice day at the park. Hey, Remy. Hello, Furea. Is there any particular reason why you wanted to meet me here? I enjoy Tatsu Park is all. Have you been here before? A few
A
times.
few times.
I see. Well, what do you think of it?
It's
Stop asking me
romantic.
questions, Remy!
It's romantic.
It's pretty romantic. You think so? Yeah, just look at those trees. We'd make a nice spot for a date, really. I agree with that. You mentioned you wanted to talk to me about something. Yes, well, about that. I just have a lot on my mind and felt like I needed to tell someone. I wouldn't burden you if I had anyone else to talk to, but the simple fact is that I don't. Hey, you can talk to me, Remy. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not a problem. What's on your mind? I don't even know where to begin. Do you ever feel like there's an emptiness inside you? That every day is the same, joyless routines that you wish you could escape, but you can't?
Yeah, I do.
I do. Like, I'm living it, sorta. I see. Is this about Emera again? Well, it's not just about her, but working with her doesn't make things any easier. To think that just a few years ago I was the happiest I could have been, and now I have nothing but my miserable life. What happened? It's a long story.
I don't mind.
I don't mind. Okay, well... A few years ago, I worked in the public sector. I mean, I still do, but my position was a different one. I didn't work under a minister back then. I was part of a committee tasked with providing independent and factually backed opinions on community topics. It was supposed to help not only politicians, but also the general populace. Free from outside interference, we did our own fact-checking based on research and publicly reported our findings. Our individual members didn't always agree, but we made sure the end results were based on verifiable facts. In this way, we offered a variety of comprehensive opinions on difficult topics. We found the truth and allowed people and politicians to make up their minds from there. Our work was a key influence in the community, and because of the conclusions of each individual member were often very different, it could never be said that we were biased. It was during one such assignment that I met a certain person named Amelia.
Amelia.
Earhart?
Yes, it's Amelia Earhart.
My task was to determine the viability of several projects, each competing for a research grant from our council. Amelia was a member of one of the scientific teams vying for a grant. She was an inventor, and her group was looking for ways to help streamline the hospital processes and tests by utilizing new technology. The first time I saw her was when our committee watched over her group's pitch. One of the things we had to do was determine whether the claims and goals were realistic. In her case, they were. Ultimately, they didn't get the grant, but when she recognized me in a restaurant a while later, we started talking. She was very smart, and I admired her spirit. She just wanted to help people with her talents, and in this way, she reminded me a lot of myself. We kept seeing one another, and we grew close. Before long, we were dating. It felt so right. Thought of our relationship was about to become very serious, but then she informed me that her research group had applied for another grant. Of course, that complicated things. My committee was once again tasked with judging the viability of the different projects. While I intended to stay impartial on the matter, she would probably be seen as an influence due to our relationship. With these concerns in mind, we decided not to meet again until the grant winner was determined. We hadn't expected her group to get it, but in the end they did. We didn't want to end our relationship over something like that, but if word got out that we were together during the decision-making period, it would have put both our jobs in jeopardy. In the end, we decided to wait and make a commitment. 6 months after the grant was given to her team, we would return to one another and make our relationship public. That much time would have ensured that it wouldn't be an issue. We even made plans to move in together when that time came. But we never got that far. I only know the rest of what happened from various reports, but apparently Amelia got sick. Nothing serious, mind you. She continued working from home and the best she could. Project was already behind schedule and she didn't want to endanger it. People were critical and very curious about what the project would amount to, and she didn't want to be responsible for its failure if she took some days off to recuperate. So every day she continued working on the project until the dead of night. One late evening she went out to pick up her medication in addition to helping her stay awake, but she was sick and overworked. The combination of prescription side effects and supplements caused her to collapse. No one was around to see her fall. When she was found the next day, she was covered by a blanket of fresh snow. It was too late. She froze to death during the cold winter night. If someone was with her, this would not have happened. But she died out there, all alone. All because we kept our relationship a secret. We had plans to move in together. We even talked about having our own small family. Some things are just not meant to be, it seems. If I had to identify the moment life started going downhill, losing Amelia would be it. My heart was ripped out in that moment, and now only emptiness remains. It's like a wound that never closes. Maybe you saw those pictures in my apartment. Even my home is a reminder of her. We were going to move into that apartment together. And this tie I'm wearing, I got it from her as well. When she gave it to me, she said that it was red like her scales. As long as I wore it, she would be with me, in a way. For so long, I've been holding on to her with all my might. I wish I could stop because I know it's killing me, but I've been doing it for so long that I don't think I can. Yet in some way, holding on to Amelia has helped me. When I look back on all the happy memories we made, Mara's bullying hurts a little less, if only because those memories hurt so much more. And I would love my job, even if it wasn't for Mara. It's a constant struggle, a battle I have to fight every day. Each of her words slices through me, creating new wounds on top of others that never closed. Some days I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can.
Aww. He's got tears in his eyes.
I'm not sure if there's anything that can fill the void.
Remember you said I always wanted children?
I remember you said you always wanted children. Yes. It's not exactly the same thing, but I heard the orphanage is always looking for more volunteers. You could help take care of those children. Is that so? Yeah, the orphanage is notoriously understaffed. The children don't really have anyone else, so each volunteer is a godsend. Losing both parents at such a young age must be horrible. I can't even imagine what that must be like. You should talk to Adine about volunteering. She knows a lot more about it than I do. Adine? I don't want to talk to her. Why not? She used to be my friend. Well, she was more Amelia's friend than mine. Why can't you talk to her? I don't know. I don't want to face her. Whenever I see her, it's another reminder of what I lost. Besides, I don't think she wants to talk to me either. If you wanted to volunteer, she'd gladly accept the help. Besides, I saw that she tried to talk to you the other day. You saw that? I guess she did try to talk to me, but it was only because she wanted something. I don't think that was the only reason. Maybe she wanted to reconnect with you. If she wanted to avoid you, she could have asked someone else at the library for help, but she chose you. I'm not sure about that. Maybe she actually feels the same way you do, and the map helped her muster up the courage to face you again. If you want to change something, Remy, you have to take action. What's the worst that could happen if you talk to her? I suppose you have a point. I'll think about it. Thank you, Furea. Getting all that off my chest already helped a lot. No problem, Remy. Anything else on your mind? Well, there's the whole thing about Anna. Yeah, you mentioned that last time. Are you still worried about her? I am. Who knows what horrible thing she's working on in her lab? There's nothing I can do to stop her. You did what you could. The rest is up to authorities now. I guess so. Can't help but feel a little pity for her, too. With her condition, I imagine the Ministry's disapproval must have been a tough pill to swallow. What are you talking about? She has cancer. I see. Who knows how much longer she has? Knowing that every day must be difficult for her. Remy paused and gave me an embarrassed smile. Quite a bit of time has passed since you arrived, and you've barely been able to speak. I've been talking a lot. I don't mind. There must be a lot on your mind, too.
There is.
There is. That's... Since I work with a man,
More ways
I
than
know
one.
all the details surrounding you and Reza. Not many do. Many rumors are going around the town. All this time you've been working with our police? Yeah. And now you're hunting the person who was supposed to be your partner. That must be really hard for you. I came here because I wanted to do the right thing. Nothing about that has changed. What kind of person is Reza, anyway? The kind that stops at nothing to achieve what he believes in. I can see that. We've already witnessed just how far he will go. What do you think about him? Honestly, I'm not sure. Back home, this relentless quality of his was admired, but I certainly don't condone his actions. Given what I know about him, I think he must have a reason, as weird and as twisted as it may be. And what about you? I have my own principles. I see. How is your hunt for Reza going, anyway? Not too great. We don't have any strong leads or any idea of his whereabouts. In the end, we're just following his trail of murder and destruction. People are getting afraid. The rumors are starting to take effect. I thought Amara was going to give a press conference to warn the public. That didn't happen. She feared the potential backlash if people knew about Reza while you were still here, so, for the time being, he has been declared as a missing person. The public has been informed that if someone sees him, they are to call the police immediately. They were told he may be suffering from an affliction that makes him behave erratically. But some people are putting two and two together. No one has seen Reza for a while, and even before he was officially declared missing. It's easy to line up the timeline and see that the murders started happening shortly after he vanished. What we know about the break-ins and thefts is also damning. The objects stolen all point toward Reza. I'm not sure how much longer they can keep this a secret. How do you think the public will react, considering that I am still staying here? I don't know. We can't really predict the public opinion, but you can bet there will be critical voices. I'm not sure how I could convince everyone that I'm not involved with Reza's plans. Well, you do have the council's support. Even if Amara voiced that you were on our side, it wouldn't be so bad if the public found out. Yeah, but she also made it clear that she believes most people won't have the same opinion. She won't support me publicly if their vote is against me. That is true. Amara plays the political game a lot. She aligns with the popular opinions, so people will like her.
That's very dishonest.
That is very fucking dishonest, and that's what I hate about politicians.
Yeah.
It is, but that's who she is. Does the public know about the portal's current state? No. If it can be fixed, it wouldn't be worth mentioning. And if they can't fix it, they aren't going to announce it before they know how to deal with the current situation. Compared to Reza, it's not really a problem. It might become one pretty soon if word gets out and I'm suddenly his accomplice. What would happen to me? How would you even deal with Reza if you caught him? I'm not sure. I suppose we would have to work something out between our legal system and whatever humanity has to say on the matter. And if the portal's done for, what then? Then humanity would be out of the picture for any legal proceedings. Reza would likely be held until contact had been re-established, or just serve his sentence here. I see. How do your jails work anyway? Well, if a crime has been committed and proven without a doubt, the jail sentence can be the consequence. Our delinquents live in a separate area an area separate from the rest of society, monitored at all hours of the day. They receive help when in need. Their efforts are taken to make them realize their wrongdoings and integrate them back into our community. Life isn't that much different there than it is here. The spaces are more cramped, for sure, but it mostly is just a very controlled environment. It's not much of a punishment. It is a consequence, not necessarily a punishment. Our society at large benefits more from people who are rehabilitated, and if mental issues are the cause, those can at least be found and addressed. That sounds like how it used to be back home. These days, in our city, you get 3 strikes. What does that mean? 3 infractions of our rules, and you get thrown out of the city. If someone is drained on if there's a drain on our limited resources, we won't support them. While I can understand why you needed to incorporate such a policy, the finality of it makes me a bit uneasy. It has worked so far, and it's not as if the outside is completely unkind. Someone expelled from the city might find a different community, or join one of the mobile groups. The situation inside our city-state is still much better than the outside, though. They are very strict with those allowed to live there. It is a privilege. Anyone or anything that threatens the inside society or the lives of its people are removed very quickly. How would a murderer like Reza be dealt with? An eye for an eye? No, we don't do that. But murder is a crime so heinous that immediate expulsion is the consequence, regardless of prior infractions. I see. What do citizens think about this system? Some agree with its methods, some don't, but as long as it works, people don't complain. Weeding out undesirable elements is what keeps their standard of living intact. I guess that means politics don't have a big role where you come from. No, they won't change a working system. It varies here, but I'm so tired of Amara and her games. As I work with her, I can see exactly how she plays the public. I know every council member has their own approach, but everything she does is so tailored to the public's expectations. For her, it's just a popularity contest. You know what? That gives me an idea. Really? What is it? The human visit and all the associated consequences are her responsibility, right? Yes. For her, this situation with Reza must be utterly horrifying. She keeps talking about preventing public backlash, but she's really just trying to protect herself. That sounds accurate. Maybe we can use that to our advantage. How? She can't send me back to the world right now. That makes me the only one here with knowledge of Reza and humans in general. That's true. If I speak from this point of authority, we should have a much easier time convincing her of anything we want. You couldn't convince her to let you stay in our world, though. Yes, but I was trying to use reason and plead with her. I didn't take into account her fear of public backlash. I think we can manipulate this fear of hers and use it to our advantage. If there are consequences to fear from Reza, me, or the rest of humanity, and those consequences would make her look bad to the public, that would be reason for her to reconsider any action, right? I suppose so, but what situation could this apply to? She nearly sent me back through the portal. If she tries anything again, at least we have something we can use against her. I think I see where you're coming from. Reza is still a mystery to me, though, all things considered. Wouldn't it be beneficial for him to just stay here? No offense, but even our prisons are a better standard of living than your city. As such, that couldn't that be a reason for him to have vandalized the portal? I don't think so. You're right. Your world is in much better shape than ours, but even if Reza could stay here, he wouldn't. He came here for the same reason I did, to help our people. He has a very pronounced sense of duty to humanity, and I believed in him when he stepped through the portal. He proclaimed that he would do everything he could. When I met him again in this world, I had the impression that he wanted to get our mission over with as soon as possible so he could return to our world with aid. That's going to be difficult with the portal out of order. The person who did it probably didn't realize it wasn't a very good idea. This might make Reza even more desperate. Who knows what he'll do next? If anything happens, I can't leave either. If the portal is gone for good, I suppose you'd have to stay here. What do you think about that?
I love living here.
I love living here.
I totally would.
Everything I've heard about this place is so wonderful compared to back home. That's good to hear. I certainly wouldn't mind if you stuck around.
So we have ideas of a political scandal with Emera.
Yep.
Only now do I realize everything I told you earlier must seem so petty compared to the struggles you face.
Don't say that.
Don't say that, dude. No. That shit's fucking hard to get over.
Why not?
Why not? That's not how it works. That's like saying a person can't be happy because someone else might be happier than them. Don't downplay your own suffering like that. That kind of thinking only makes it worse. Thanks, Furea. I can't even imagine what life must be like where you're from. Back home, I was just trying to survive and help others do the same. That hasn't changed. I'm almost afraid of going back to the city, though. Times are rough. Yet, even if I didn't have to go back, I would. I can't just let them down like that, you know? I have to try and do what I can. That's why I came here. I wish I could be that strong. Who says you can't?
Who says you can't?
Who tooted?
That's what it sounded like.
Who says you can't, Remy? You're a big, strong man. I don't know.
One of us
I
didn't
just-
deny it.
You told me about your old job. Yeah, I miss those days. What about it? It's not exactly the same as saving the city, but you were helping people, right? That's true. Maybe. Once your term with Amara is over, you could do something like that again. I really wish I could. Can I ask you a question? Of course. Do you even like me? There must be a reason why you've put up with me for this long. What are you talking about? Do you consider me a friend, or maybe more?
Well, this is your choice. I like you more than just a friend, or
I
like
like
you as a
you as
friend.
more than just a friend.
This is the best route possible, huh?
Is that so? In that case, well, the summer festival's coming soon. It's an event we hold in town every year. They've got fireworks and all kinds of shows. It might be fun for you to experience a different part of our culture. What do you say? Would you like to accompany me? I'd love to, but I can't promise I won't have other obligations at the time. I see.
Oh,
Well, I'll
real
call
quick.
you and we'll see if we can work it around our schedules. Sure thing.
Hold on. Pause. Just for a message for anyone that actually is watching this, I guess, is that if you don't choose that you like him as a friend or as something more than a friend, no matter what ending you're trying to get, the good or the bad, you won't get either.
Yeah,
Because,
you pretty much get a
Yeah.
premature ending with Remy. That fucking sucks.
yeah. We won't say anymore because, I mean, it sucks and you probably don't want it. But if you're curious, you've been warned.
Then it's settled. I should probably get going now, though. Thanks for hearing me out, Furea. Likewise. And that's going to be all for this episode, boys and girls. If you liked this video, give it a like or a thumbs up, whichever you prefer to call it. I was called by my family a while ago, so I need to go and see about my dinner. I will be returning with my food and another episode. We will see you guys then.